So today is our covenant service, which happens annually in every Methodist church. John Wesley, who was a very strict person with whom I might not have got on awfully well, I wouldn't like to say, but he insisted that the churches did it on Christmas morning without fail. We can always go back to that if you want to. I've been in churches where they do it on the first Sunday in September, because that launches the new Methodist year. And I've heard of churches where they do it on Pentecost Sunday. I'm sure you could think of reasons for doing it at various times, but we've tended to settle at the beginning of the year in the spirit of kind of New Year resolution and that kind of way of thinking. So, covenant. Think about what covenant is. It's a two-way promise, isn't it? God has made promises to us, and we make promises to God in return. This is something that we do one-to-one as we stand before God, but we also do it together as a church community, and that's the meaning within the covenant service. And so it's always good to have more people joining our own church community. And we've got two new people today who've been with us for a little while but are moving their membership now. So we're welcoming Becky and Lionel, who've previously been members in other Methodist churches and are joining our membership here. So I think Jenny is going to just point them out and shake hands with them on behalf of us all. And we say welcome to them. There they are, just behind you. How convenient. Welcome. It's wonderful to have you with us. One of the traditional Bible readings for Covenant Sunday comes from St. Paul's letter to the Romans, chapter 12. It's only two little verses, so we're going to read it together now. It should appear on the screen. Let's read it together. Therefore, I urge you, brothers and sisters, in view of God's mercy, to offer your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to God. This is your true and proper worship. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will. So we're going to be thinking about then not conforming, but being transformed. So I want to think about three things then, about transforming our relationship with the natural world, transforming our relationship with all people, and transforming our relationship with our deepest selves or God. So I'm going to say a bit about transforming our relationship with the natural world first. You realise that we're an eco-church, don't you? Yep. We've been making some very good progress. And you may remember that a little while ago we did an audit and some people handed in postcards saying what they were going to try and do to make their relationship with the natural world better. So here are some of the ideas. Turning the thermostat down, but maybe not today, okay? Putting the lights off when you're not in the room. Walking, taking public transport, using fewer plastic bottles, fewer long-haul flights and so on. A bug hotel in the garden. Anyone got a bug hotel in the garden? Yeah, quite a few people, good. Picking up street litter, so not stuff you dropped yourself, but stuff that's just lying around. Anybody doing that? Yeah, good. Donating items instead of throwing them away. Yeah. Solar panels and heat pumps. Some people, yeah, that's a very ambitious thing, isn't it? Making different food choices and so on. And there are quite a few others, but I just picked out a few that I thought a lot of people might identify with. On behalf of those who look after the eco side of our church, I have a question for you. Would you like a regular eco tip in the notices that comes around on email? Yeah? That's kind of, yeah. What about a bit more encouraging? Right, okay, yes. Woo, yes. Because I thought that was a really good idea, because we can flounder a bit with this, can't we? So I think that's a really good idea. So we'll get on to that. Thank you. Right, part 2, transforming our relationship with all people. Question, do you think this is an inclusive church? Okay, good. Let me tell you, though, that the title inclusive church is actually a thing. Like we say eco church or Methodist church or whatever, the title inclusive church, it's a thing that we can join to make a statement. And at our next church council, we're going to decide whether or not we want to sign up to inclusive church. And Ray has inspired this and has got lots of information about it and is going to come and explain a bit now about what inclusive church is.
I've got a PowerPoint and everything. So yes, I've suggested that this church might want to sign up to Inclusive Church, which is a charity that works to educate churches and encourage them to be more inclusive, and has a database of churches that have signed up to be inclusive churches, so that it makes it easier to find them. So first off, there. What makes you feel included? Being welcomed, yeah. Yeah, given given responsibilities. I mean, that might vary depending on what the job is. Smiles, yes. Sorry? A caring church, yes. Retention? Yes. Yep, communication's good.
Pastoral care.
Knowing names, pastoral care, yep.
Inviting people personally to perhaps come and join a group.
Yeah, inviting people, personally to join a group. Excellent. I came up with a few. I think you've covered a lot of them actually, but greeting people, cup of tea or other beverage, giving them an introduction to the building. It can be a little scary, new place, new people. Help with understanding new things. If you haven't been to a service before, it's all very, very new and scary. Asking questions, getting to know people, using preferred names or pronouns, encouraging participation, maybe giving them a job, maybe just maybe just inviting them, would you like to help with this? And accessibility, making sure people can actually come and join in and participate. This is all well and good, and this does seem to be a very inclusive church. So why does it matter that we sign up to Inclusive Church? Speaking as a trans person, stepping into a new church can be really scary. Like, I'm coming from having grown up in the church, and even then, I never know for sure with a new church, are they going to be okay with me or not? A church could have everyone welcome on the sign outside or on the website, and that could mean they'll be genuinely welcoming, or it could mean that they could still be actively transphobic. And if that's difficult for me, how difficult is it for someone coming from outside the church who doesn't know the language, doesn't know the signs? And this is speaking just from my experience as a trans person. The same can go for all sorts of other groups. Disabled people, the number of gay Christians I know who have really struggled to find a church that genuinely welcomes them is concerning. So, Inclusive Church. As I said, it's a charity. They work towards educating churches in how to be more inclusive. And they also run this database. So if you're looking for a church, you can have a look. It'll show. You can put in where you are, and it'll show the churches that have signed up. So you know which ones are at least working towards being more inclusive. And the churches that sign up also sign up to a statement. We believe in inclusive church, a church which celebrates and affirms every person and does not discriminate. We will continue to challenge the church where it continues to discriminate against people on the grounds of disability, economic power, ethnicity, gender identity, learning disability, mental health, neurodiversity, or sexuality. We believe in a church that welcomes and serves all people in the name of Jesus Christ, which is scripturally faithful, which seeks to proclaim the gospel afresh for each generation, and which, in the power of the Holy Spirit, allows all people to grasp how wide and long and high and deep the love of Jesus Christ is. So that's the statement we would be signing up to, and we would end up on this database so that if someone is looking for an inclusive church in Reading, they would be able to find us. Currently, there are, I think, 3 or 4 other churches in Reading that have signed up to this. They're all Anglican, so, if we can add a Methodist in, that would be good. And the point is not that all churches that sign up to this are fully inclusive, perfectly doing everything right. It's that they're all working towards being better. So yes, final slide. What signing up to Inclusive Church will not do, it will not automatically make our church wholly inclusive. No more work to do. There's always work to do. It will not instantly bring tons of new people into the church, but it might bring a couple. And it will not cover the church in rainbows, in case you're worried. Got a few around already, What it will do, it will add Tilehurst Methodist Church to a searchable database of inclusive churches. It will help those looking for a church in which they will be accepted to find us and give them confidence that they will actually find a welcome here. And it will commit us to working towards greater accessibility and inclusivity in our church. Any questions? I'll probably be at the back at the end, and if you want to go looking on the internet for Inclusive Church, they've got a website and everything.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And then the final part of the talk is just very short, transforming our relationship with our deepest selves, and therefore with God. Just try and think of a word that has something to do with your deepest self. The thing that came to me first was purpose. Just sit for a moment and think of a word for you. Other words I thought of next were love, hope, peace, joy, fear, worry, friendships, relationships. The things that we feel and think and that hold God with us in all of these things, these are things that can be transformed. Let's just take another moment of quiet to think about those. And we're going to read one of the covenant prayers together. Let's say together, "Have mercy on me, O God, in your constant love. In the fullness of your mercy, blot out my offences. Wash away all my guilt and cleanse me from my sin. Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me. Give me the joy of your help again, and strengthen me with a willing spirit."